Please don't make light of what I'm about to ask you. We need to talk.
Unless it's a medical concern regarding Khilafi, it will have to wait. This investigation into a potential security breach takes precedence.
Crown, until the chief reports back with new information, you have time to talk.
Very well. What is on your mind, Kheil?
Your child, and the way you're so carelessly damaging them with this Ice Monarch act of yours. Were you aware? Kheil is becoming a bully.
A bully? Ridiculous. They may be impulsive and high-strung, even socially oblivious, but not a—
Is that what we're calling it now? Impulsiveness? Crown, they admitted to harassing those students. You can't just sweep that under the rug.
I am not rock-sweeping anything. It was certainly not their job to discuss their attendance with them. I agree. But is it any different from sending a hall monitor to scold them?
Yes, my counselors think so. At least 2 of those students came to us earlier today. According to them, Kheil stomped all over their personal boundaries and threatened them with physical violence. They felt unsafe, Crown, in your school because of your kid.
Then why are you telling me this instead of speaking with them directly?
Because this misbehavior didn't come from nowhere. There have been warning signs for years. I suspect it's a reaction to the way they're being treated.
What are you saying?
Nothing. I'm only asking a question. By any chance, are you familiar with the term psychological maltreatment?
It sounds like a polite way of saying child abuse.
It's on that spectrum, technically.
I do not beat my child!
I never said you did. But there are many ways to prevent a young child from developing into a healthy and functional adult. Some of them don't leave marks.
Kheil, you are misjudging the situation. I know I push Khilafi harder than most students here, but nowhere near enough to cause damage.
You'd be surprised by how easy it can be.
Oh, they're tougher than that, surely. I've never punished them that harshly. Have I?
You tell me, Crown. Does publicly announcing their failures to pass a class count as too harsh? For 3 years in a row?
It had to be done, Kheil. They have much to learn. I cannot in good conscience let them advance.
You don't need to tell me or yourself that. This isn't about your motives. They stay up all night studying. They injure half their sparring partners. They come to me in tears when their assessments are perfect but not beyond. They have a total of 2 friends, both of whom have issues of their own. What more proof of damage do you need? Should I have their cortisol levels tested?
Enough. You've made your point.
No, I haven't. My point is this. You clearly miss this as much as they do. You weren't always the sort of parent who scolds their own kid for claiming to be attacked by a stranger. So that begs the question, why are you doing this to yourself? You may be one of the most capable leaders I've ever worked with, but raising a child isn't the same thing as raising an international rebellion. And when it comes to family matters, I'm sorry, but look at your track record. Ask your scion. This is not your strong suit. I'm sure it's difficult to single-handedly keep half the world running and be a good parent, but remember, you chose them, not the other way around. I may not legally be their parent, adopted or otherwise, but as a student of this academy, they are one of my charges, and I will pull that rank if necessary. Please understand, I value our friendship, but I need to step in now, while this is still fixable. If you just let me help you.
Kheil, listen to me. I do not need help, nor do I lack emotional control, as you accuse. My methods of handling Khilafi are a set of carefully calculated decisions, and they are already reaping its benefits. You've seen them use Kenro without rings.
Crown, what could Kheil's abilities possibly have to do with your non-existent parenting skills?
Everything. Do you remember Project Supercell?
Supercell. That ring engine in the tower above your office?
Yes,
You said it was a generator.
it is, in a way. Now do you understand why I can answer no further questions about this?
Nonsense. What do your child's abilities have to do with the Supercell project? And why does it require that you mistreat them?
That information is classified. I am sorry. But I promise you, there is a reason. I understand that the situation must be difficult for you to accept, Dr. Saran. But this is a decision that Khilafi themselves made long ago. I must ask that you respect it.
A decision they... What could they possibly have agreed to while they were still a kid? Does a child really have the foresight to make an informed decision about something with such far-reaching consequences?
And I ask that you trust me. And besides, if it's true that they encountered an attacker tonight, well, first I count myself lucky that they came back to us at all, and with only minor injuries at that. But secondly, it means that they only survived because of that unique ability.
Having a better gun doesn't guarantee your survival, and you know it. They got lucky this time, and you better not convince yourself otherwise.
Luck cannot be measured and replicated, Tanihal. As far as I can see, they escaped that situation alive because they had an unexpected resource at their disposal. If an artificial Nebuchadnezzar heightens their chances of survival against everything that is coming, then that's worth anything.
Even if they hate you?
Even if they hate me.
Even if it breaks them by inches? Because at this rate, they'll burn out by age 20 and have a mental breakdown by 25.
The point was to keep them from harm, not cause it. Very well. If you find a way to intervene on Khilafi's behalf, in a way that does not involve interfering with their decision to be part of this project, then by all means, do what you must to prevent them from developing new behavioral problems. I will ensure that you have access to any resources you require.
Call it off, Crown. Please, kill the project. Cut your losses and fix this.
I have heard what you had to say. Unless you plan to introduce new information, this conversation is over.
Crown, please don't run away from me just because I'm saying things you don't like. She's young enough that the damage is still easily reversible if you just try.
Good night, Taniyal.
From one friend to another, this isn't over.
No, I suspect it is not.
What about her career record? Or a list of missions or an arrest roster? Or, I don't know. I'll take an enlistment date at this point. There's gotta be something on her.
Nope. All I've got so far is a few eyewitness accounts from local news. It's almost as if the Rhoda Agna purchase new recruits from the grid as soon as they sign up.
Okay, fine, but she's a 100-foot titan. You'd think she'd have a reputation or something.
Oh, she has a reputation for being really, really good at her job. Just like every other RDA officer. I'm sorry, Oz, but I'm basically just a kid with a computer and a search engine. That's not enough to cut through the League's million layers of info security, especially around the identities of their Black Ops agents.
Yeah, big surprise there. Thanks for trying anyway. I knew it'd be a long shot.
Kheil, what are you doing?
Whoops, sorry. Just trying to figure out how that silence field thingy from last night worked. It'll come in handy if I have to deal with it again.
Dude, we've talked about this already. There isn't going to be a next time.
Chill. I said if. I'm not planning on going on a solo hunt. I just want to be prepared for whatever... Uh-oh.
Oh, dude, be careful!
Okay. Okay, that could have gone better. It's cool, I got it. I'll clean up in a sec and try again.
I thought you said you were making a silencer. Why are you spawning ice shards?
I was looking into how sound works so I can figure out how to manipulate it. Sound's just particle vibrations in the air, right? I figured if you stop the movement, you stop the sound. Oz, can you open the window so I can get rid of this?
Yeah, sure.
I really shouldn't encourage this. But I also don't want you to hurt yourself figuring this out. Alright, so first off, random particle movement isn't sound, it's heat. Stopping atom vibration just reduces the temperature to absolute zero. Sound is the wave action of the particle, specifically. If you want to remove sound, let's see. I can think of several ways to do that. Personally, I'd go the noise-canceling headphones route. You counter them with waves of equal and opposite strength, so they nullify each other.
Ooh, that's a good idea. Let me try that one next.
Kheil, this is a suspicious level of preparation for a simple what-if scenario.
Relax. It's purely academic curiosity. Ding ding, round 2. Yes! Okay, so that's like 20% of the way there. I betcha I can get it to 80% by the time I see them again.
Kheil, what did we talk about last night?
Dude, seriously, I'm not going after them. They took a blast to the face like it was nothing. I'm not gonna swagger up and demand a rematch without figuring out how they shrugged that off.
Good. Agreed.
Plus, since our surveillance looks kinda compromised, I can't be sure any info we have is complete. They could bait me into a trap pretty easy. Yeah, not playing that game. I'm thinking about asking Dad to increase dorm security until this gets solved.
Sure, but he's probably doing that already.
Okay, and I'm sorta hoping he'll let me be involved in it. At least a little bit.
That's vague and slightly grandiose.
Hang on. What about Thotsev?
Huh?
You said you'd help me keep an eye on her. Remember? She's got something to do with all this. I know it. All we need is proof.
Hey, that's a theory, Oz, not a fact. You've got history with her. Don't let it give you tunnel vision.
Kheil's attacker must have had inside help. Who else could it be?
Relax. I said I'd help you spy on her, and I will. Here's the game plan. First order of business, I gotta follow up with Miss Tani so she knows I didn't get traumatized overnight or whatever. Once that's done, I'm free to go spy mode. But until Miss Tani lets me go,
We'll be in the admin tower.
Oz has his meeting with the headmaster, and I've got to do a debriefing on the inspector's antics.
cool. When are you free, Al?
No clue. I'm on babysitting duty, but I'll do what I can to get us access to that footage. Still, Kheil, you realize all this could amount to nothing, right? We're kids with some extra privileges, not real security officers.
Okay, but we're awesome.
Awesome enough to survive your dad, though?
Oz, seriously, you'll be fine.
Better than fine. We've got a plan. Now who's ready for hustle time?
Not me. I'm definitely not ready.
That's quitter talk, friendo. Team Hustle, you are cleared for launch in 3, 2, 1, go! Charge!
This can't end well.
Don't be so down about it. Think of it this way. Everyone is going to face the headmaster today at some point.
Enter.
Morning, sir. I figured after all the excitement last night, you could use a good sir? Sir, did you get any sleep?
Not your concern, Shazi. Proceed with your report.
Yes, sir. Yesterday, Inspector Loxan Billisht was given a curated tour of the school grounds and a cursory review of our more overt security measures. Cadet Isbisay will provide a more in-depth analysis of their readiness to gauge our capabilities. Billish seems to take their job very seriously, and they're ruthlessly efficient. At the moment, there's no indication that they've stumbled across anything important, but their bureaucratic skills could present a threat if they're left unsupervised.
Very good. And what of your own involvement in the situation?
Involvement?
Do you have a cover story to explain your presence around them?
I have, sir. It's a little teeny bit artless, if you don't mind me saying so, but it's the best I could do in a pinch. Cadet Isbisay and Billish have both, figured out that I'm courting the inspector. Gave him the big old puppy eyes routine, real sappy stuff. I wouldn't have bought it personally, but luckily folks think I'm the village idiot around here. I've planted that same bit of misinformation with Isbisay's friend, Oz. They're both notoriously popular and a shameless gossip, so the rumor's sure to make it down the grapevine within a couple days. Pretty soon, nobody will question why I'm hanging around him.
That is most certainly artless, yes. But I suppose it will have to do until we can get you a more solid alibi. Now, I'm aware that I have never asked you to turn your skills against a civilian. I apologize for the fact that this one somehow slipped our net. But for the record, you are certain that, should the need arise, you're prepared to deal with them as though they were an enemy operative.
You're some kind of knucklehead, Shashi. When your internal siren starts going off like that, you listen!
We have all lost years of sleep to our guilty consciences. But you've seen our enemy. We no longer have the luxury of conscience. The blood on Crown's hands, and on ours, is the sacrifice that will save us all.
Absolutely.
Good. Now, since we're on the subject of the inspector, any notes regarding the performance of Cadet Isbisay thus far?
Oh, they were a good choice, sir. Focused and competent. Didn't even lose their cool when I pushed their buttons a bit. In fact, they ended up pushing mine right back. That kid's really something else, sir.
This is good to hear. Though I do ask that you refrain from pushing their buttons for the remainder of their assignment, given the nature of the situation. They may be a star student, but that doesn't make them a fully trained counter-spy. Let them focus.
Oh, no worries on that, sir. I learned I'd been being a mean old jerk last night, and I'd like to honor my apology to Isbisay over it.
Ah, good. One last thing. Keep your schedule clear today, in case of any developments regarding our potential security breach. For now, take these back to the library for me and check in with the inspector. Notify me of any changes in your observations.
Are these parenting books, sir?
Yes, technically. I've been trawling their bibliographies for any useful information. They reference several psychological studies whose data could be of use to our work. You are dismissed, Chazzy.
Yes, sir? Actually, permission to make a personal comment, sir?
Speak.
I'm happy you're finally looking into that stuff. It's been a little, overdue.
What?
And your fractures appear to be healing nicely. So try to avoid any direct hits to the face while sparring, all right? Your eye is looking much better, but there's more salve here if you need it. That's all I need for your physical, dear.
Great. Thanks, Saela Tani.
Hold it.
What'd I do?
I said that's it for the physical. We're not done here yet.
Is this gonna take a while? I gotta get to Dad's office pretty soon.
No, silly. I just want to be sure you're doing all right. Anyone will be shaken after a night like yours. How are you feeling, sweetheart?
I'm fine. No bad dreams or anything. For real, though, if I cut this too close, Dad'll be swamped in work by the time I get there. Can I go?
Still having to schedule talks with your father, I see.
Yeah, but this time they cleared an hour for me. I think last night kinda got to them.
They're lucky you're taking this all in stride, or I'd have to go kick down their door and order them to make time for you. You are certain you're doing all right? Nothing more to say about what happened?
Nope. Already got my head back on straight. I'm channeling my energy into something more productive.
And what is that?
I've got an action plan. Okay, so hear me out. Right now I'm taking 2 elective classes I don't actually need, because I've already got enough credits to graduate. Survey of Roman Literature at 11:30 a.m. and Intermediate Astronomy at 1 p.m. I can drop them, switch to an independent study block from 11:30 to 2 p.m., and get an internship with the security team. Z can always use another fetch minion. They probably won't let me in on their investigation, but I'll have an easier time getting some info on what all's happening if I'm that close to the team. But applying for a security internship takes time, right? And I don't have time. What I do have is a dad who's Z's boss. Hooray for nepotism. If I can get Dad on my side, they can get me in there ASAP. But that's why I gotta get to their office before they're too busy.
That's quite a bit more fleshed out than your usual ideas. I'm impressed.
Thanks! So, can I go?
Soon, love. I just have one suggestion. Stay flexible.
Flexible how?
Let me explain. I like your idea because it lets you be proactive, and it lets Chief Drenokog keep you safe in the process. But that doesn't mean it's the only possible course of action, does it? You've mentioned before that your father shoots down everything you try to do for them, yes? I'm saying that even if they do not agree to this plan, it is not the end of the world. There are always other options if you look closely.
So you're saying, get a backup plan?
Not quite. I'm saying, stay flexible. That's my suggestion. Just keep your eyes open for better ideas. Or for signs that you're setting yourself up for a mess, right? That way you'll still have a means of channeling that energy properly, even if the headmaster decides they don't want to risk your safety.
They better not! I'm sick of getting yelled at and sidelined like a stupid 5-year-old! I know I can hit the targets they want me to hit if they'd just let me.
Of course you can. You've proven repeatedly that you're one of our most gifted students, and you've worked so hard to make it so. And your father sees this as well as I do. I speak to them often. They do see how far you've come. They may claim that a lack of skill keeps you from moving to a more advanced class, but I think the truth is they're attached to you and never want to see you in danger. I know this is an unwelcome obstacle to your goals, but that's the reality you have to work with here. Your father loves you and wants to keep you safe. Which does not excuse their behavior, might I add. My point is, there's a chance they won't cooperate with your plan. Last night might have spooked them too much. If they're too paranoid to even let you move to a higher level combat class, and it is paranoia, not a reflection of your skill, then why would they agree to let you near the Chief's investigation of a real-world threat? But don't let that discourage you from finding other ways to channel your energy. There are always other options. Who knows? There may be a better option now, and you simply haven't spotted it yet. Success comes down to flexibility and observance. Don't let any one thing give you tunnel vision, honey. Am I making sense?
Yeah, I get it. I usually have a pretty good grip on whether or not my plans are gonna fail. But I do kinda get attached to them, 'cause eventually I've sunk too much effort into them to let it go. So, when I hit an obstacle I can't muscle through, I stop problem solving and stew in the fact that it failed after all. At least until a new idea happens. It's a cycle. So basically, if I skip the part where I obsess over an idea and run it into the ground, it also skips the part where I waste X amount of time in a pity party. Instead, it cuts straight to the get back to work part, right?
Exactly. And this gives you fewer chances to be so hard on yourself. My hope is that someday you won't need your father's praise to show you what you're truly worth. But in the meantime, you're clear to go squeeze in a meeting with them.
Sweet! Thanks for the advice, Sailatani. You're awesome.
As are you, sweetheart. Good luck.
Thanks, but I probably won't need luck. To be honest, Dad turning me down is the worst thing that could happen today. And you're right. That's not so bad.
Hold it. Ain't nobody allowed in here right now, not even you. Boss is having a meeting, so unless you want to get on the bad side...
Boss. Singular.
Ah, Feeder. You're just in time.
What the hell are you doing? Put him down!
Who are you again? I don't think your name is Towson, which means you don't call the shots around here. But if you really want me to, put him down.
Feeder. What did you find?
More of the same stuff. Finished tracking their scouting parties along the rest of their patrol routes. Their range is a lot wider than expected.
How much wider? Can we get any closer without giving away our position?
Doesn't look like it, boss. They double back just beyond this rock formation. That's not enough time to slip in unnoticed.
So, once we're inside, we're committed. Thoughts?
Look, I'll be frank. Our chances of a quick and easy takeover died when your infiltrator botched your mission and got caught. Even if Nazuret's scouts haven't spotted us yet, they know we're here, and it's a matter of time before they track us down. So now, our only available option is to whip our forces on a 10-hour road trip, right into a confrontation with a lunatic on his own home turf. And on top of that, we have no idea what he might be hiding up his sleeve. Honestly, I'm not sure the benefits of acquiring any secrets he may have in the school will outweigh the cost of taking them. This whole strategy needs reassessment. We need to start playing a longer game.
Good points. All worthy of consideration. And you, my friend, agree or disagree?
We'd be stupid not to hit him as soon as possible.
Why? This is Nazuret Crown we're dealing with. There's no way he settled for plain old security guards to keep us out of whatever he's got here.
Obviously. But my psyops say his system only has the names of about 300 guards on file.
Yeah, 'cause more than that would look fishy. So what? He's got enough land to hide an army. And how's the government gonna know?
An army would be visible to our scouts. There's no sign of any extra troops on site. Even if they're the biggest badasses on the continent, 300 isn't enough. I say we hit them hard. Force those guards to choose between protecting the kids and protecting any secret assets he's hiding in there. As long as they don't get off a distress call before we're inside, they won't stand a chance. But once they send an SOS...
Once they call for help, our window of opportunity will be limited. And since Agent Backdoor hasn't reported any finds yet, and Crown is unlikely to leave his experimental toys just lying around, we'll need time to dig for them. There must be a way to pry that window further open.
Hey, are we pretending your scout didn't pick up a kid with freaky powers last night? How do we know his fighters aren't hiding more tricks like that up their sleeves?
It's unlikely. The kid's the only one we've seen with that kind of ability, so for all we know, they may just have a weird Nebuchadnezzar. It's not like our scientists understand the mechanics of them very well. That's Moronum's strong suit, not ours. Even if the maniacs experimenting with artificial powers, they are more likely to be part of a limited batch of guinea pigs. Maybe even a unique early prototype.
Prototype? Yes. That kid may be one of the assets we're here to acquire.
Sao Zin, A fighter who cannot be disarmed isn't something our troops are equipped to deal with. One kid with that kind of power is bad enough. And if Nazuret has more than one, or if he has trained units...
Then we take them all. Rest assured, they will be kept docile in captivity. Leave that to me.
What? With your creepy bullshit brainwashing program? I don't recall you telling us that operation was viable for more than short-term usage. I've seen those crates of whatever specialized fuel you use. How much do you have left? Can you actually sustain this much longer?
Of course I can. First of all, you're assuming that my specialized fuel is difficult to obtain. Secondly, you assume that it is finite. However, if you'll recall the truckload of prisoners my agents took great pains to bring with us on this expedition, I believe you'll find a tidy answer to all of those questions.
I don't get it.
I mean that we now have a steady supply of these.
Oh, joy! A shiny rock!
No, idiot. That's one of those orb things they used to power Roland's bullshit witchcraft.
I'm sorry, what?
But wait, just having these things doesn't necessarily help us. I know you hired a Kenro expert to support Fida's recon runs, but the rest of us can't use these. Can we?
That's the beauty of it. We don't have to. I didn't just hire one expert to support Fida in her assignments. I recruited an elite task force that will carry the weight of this entire operation. The prisoners are here to support that task force by supplying the raw material for their Zoroka, bloodstones that serve as the power source for Kenro rings. We've brought our own blood farm with us.
And I think we're done here.
What? Are you growing a conscience on us or something? Since when do you care about the prisoners?
Who said anything about them? I'm worried about my own hide. I can deal with facing charges of glorified burglary if anything goes wrong. Some good palm greasing can whittle that down to a few years in prison. But consorting with blood feeders? Turning their barbarism on our own people? Suddenly we're looking at the death penalty. And Ronan considers what you've just described to be a war crime. So we can't exactly hop across the border and lay low for a while. So, unless you can prove you've got this all under control, then count me out of this mess.
Well, that is certainly a tall order. If one fails to take into account the fact that I have carried this project alone for several years now, or that I've brokered a functional alliance between all 7 of Castaina's most notorious warring crime rings, or that my recruiters in cities nationwide continue to work around the clock to win the hearts of the masses right under the Senate's nose, or that my propaganda machine has already gained a stranglehold on our major news networks to expedite the winning of hearts. Now, recall, I've already compromised the school's emergency landlines. If we take out their wireless systems, they will be isolated. I've also managed, despite all skepticism, to sneak a mole into that paranoid megalomaniac's ranks. A mole who is currently pulling strings to arrange our victory. Barring these conditions, I can see why one would think the situation is not entirely under my control. No matter. You were invited here as a business courtesy, and have every right to leave, if you wish. However, I would consider the prize before I walk away. This was never about stealing some fool's science project and some extra guns. It's about getting our hands on the tools to reshape entire nations. This is the lair of Nazuret Crown. Remember, The corporate baron who trimmed the 40 nations of the Ronin League down to 37. The scoundrel's shadow network could start a war in a week, if he chose. And that's what we're after. The keys to that shadow network. Imagine if we had access to his information, his connections. Forget simple war crimes. We could erase your entire criminal history in mere moments. Hell, in just a few years, we could puppeteer the entire Senate. Now, if you still think that kind of power isn't worth the threat of capture, then I have a proposal. Give me one day to sabotage the external comms relay tower. Once that's down, they'll be isolated. Then you can decide whether or not you wish to leave.
And how exactly are you planning to take that thing down?
Have faith, my skeptical friend. You leave that to me. I'm moving pieces into position as we speak.